And bam, welcome back to Nando Talk, guys. Today we have got a fun Dolphins episode because on Tuesday, today, the Dolphins rookies begin to show up to training camp, and so it begins the next step in the offseason. We're one step closer to some real football, one step closer to the Dolphins having some relevant football news, one step closer for the Dolphins to show that we can hang with the big boys, that it's time for us to be a playoff team, and that we mean business this year. I'm pumped for the season, and it all begins a little bit closer with this. Our Dolphins rookies, our 2002 draft class, and our undrafted free agents showing up to camp, and we're going to start seeing what we've got in our young FINS. It's massive to see what kind of development, what kind of players we're going to be starting to have, and I'm pumped for them all. So today we're going to be covering our Dolphins rookies, our drafted guys, of course, and then a couple of undrafted free agents who I think have at least some relevance, maybe some chance to make the impact or even make the roster. It's going to be a fun talk, guys. Going to be a fun one, so strap in, subscribe to the Nando Talk. But without further ado, let's enjoy some Dolphins, some positive vibes. Let's go. We begin with Chazin Tyndall, our third-round pick, first in this draft at number 102, linebacker out of Georgia. This kid is a freak of nature, a freak of freaks, 6'2", 230 pounds. He runs like he's 220, hits like he's 250, because my, oh my, this guy runs a 4.47 40-yard dash. One of three linebackers in this draft class to even run that fast. You just want to drool at that prototypical size with those elite athletic numbers. He had a 42-inch vertical. His relative athletic score was 9.69 out of 10. That's 77th out of 2,419 linebackers. The kid is a freak. He's got the size. He's got the speed. He can run. He can thump. And he can do it with the best of them. I'm excited for the potential he has if we can just tap into that athleticism and then just keep elevating his game little by little, because this man is versatile. He can cover the pass and rush the passer. He played multiple positions at Georgia for 4 years. This kid is a grinder. He never started, not once in his 50 games, but he never complained, didn't transfer. He just played what he needed to do, team ball. I think at this point in the NFL, he could probably be at least an insane QB spy. We do have some athletic QBs on the matchup. Particularly, we're going to have Lamar Jackson week 2 with the Ravens, Josh Allen week 3 with the Bills, and that's really going to show what we can do with Chazin Tyndall. Later in the season, we play Justin Fields, so that'll also be tough. We can maybe even have him against Rodgers, who's a guy notorious for scrambling around, and if we can contain him, that'd be massive. Just so many options when you have someone that athletic, that big. At the very least, he can handle that, But you want to talk about production, not just some projections. His actual production at Georgia is pretty solid. Career high 67 tackles last year, which is the third most on the team, and he had 5.5 sacks. Like I said, 50 career games, never started a game, but never transferred. The kid's a grinder, exactly what you want on the team for a linebacker, at least a QB spy, maybe with a bunch of potential to be something greater. With that athletic of a human being, you can never really go wrong. Chazin Tyndall, I'm pumped to have you. You were part of Georgia's amazing defense, one of the best defenses we've seen in a long time, if not one of the best defenses in college football. So I'm glad you've got some great experience and you bring that to the Miami Dolphins. Welcome aboard. I'm pumped to see what you got in training camp, and just see how my rookie starts developing. Let's frickin' go. And it gets better and better, because then we got Ekanem. He's a wide receiver, 4th round, pick 125 out of Texas Tech. Some people said it was a luxury pick getting receiver, after what we've already done with Tyreek Hill and Cedric Wilson. But hey, best player available. That's what the champions do. That's what the good teams do. That's what I said after the draft, and that's what I'm still sticking with now, because Eazy has definitely grown on me. We talk about another athletic freak, 6'3", 220 pounds, and ran a 4.53. This guy's going to be a big body, but he can also is electric and fast. My, oh my, this guy even lined up out of the backfield as a running back a couple times at Tech. You talk about that little Deebo Samuel role where we've got guys like Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle who can fill it, and now Levin Bowden can fill it too, and now even Ekanem. I'm pumped to see what this big boy can do. At Texas Tech, he finished with 138 catches, 2,165 yards. That's, by the way, 15.7 yards a catch and 15 TDs. In the last three of his finals, in the last three seasons, his last final seasons, this man led the team in receiving yards every single year. You love to see that. He's definitely got the potential. He's got the size to be a wide receiver 1. He's got to develop. That's fine because he's going to be our wide receiver 4 or 3. That's beautiful. Best case, he's probably going to be wide receiver 3. He's probably going to be really wide receiver 4, wide receiver 5, maybe more of a guy on certain plays and packages, but he's going to perform. He's going to be put in positions to succeed, and you love to see it. When Gesicki, Waddle, and Hill are commanding so much attention anyways, it's only natural that he's going to be able to get open when he's dialed up the correct plays. So I'm so pumped to see what he can do in training camp. But again, as it goes for all our rookies, don't freak out on the little things, If Eric Ezukama drops a couple balls, don't murder him. Murder's a strong word, but don't freaking fry him. Don't bother him. Don't bug him. We saw what happened last year with Jamar Chase dropping balls left and right, and then he balled out as a rookie. Practice is practice. It's in order to get those little kinks out of the way. So I'm excited to see what Ekanem can do. Looking forward. Welcome aboard. Part 2 of Mr. Finn. Let's go, buddy. Because then we get to round 7. Cameron Good, outside linebacker out of University of California, pick 224. At Cal, this man spent 6 years, 37 starts. He had 21.5 career sacks, 36.5 tackles for a loss. Those sacks, by the way, are 8th all-time on the sack list. I've never been the biggest Pac-12 guy, but hey, Cameron Good, I love what you bring to the table. Good job. I like it. Those out of those sacks, 7.5 of them were as a senior, which earned him second in the Pac-12 that year and all Pac-12 honors. So, hey, if you're going to be part of the Pac-12, you better be part of the best. So, good job on you, Cameron Good. He led the team in sacks in each of his 3 final seasons. Again, another leader. So, that's awesome. You love to see that. The tackles were just shy of the school's all-time top 10 list. He was even active in pass coverage, guys. 12 career passes defended, and even had 2 picks returned for a touchdown. So Good is good enough to pat down the pass, good enough to get after the passer, and good enough to take those passes to the house if he needs that. Good on Good. I love that, Mr. Cameron Good. Good. I'm going to be saying that a lot. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed it. But I'm enjoying this pick because at the very least, it's a great depth piece. He can rush the passer, he can defend against the pass. What more do you want from a 7th rounder? And because he spent so long in college, this is definitely a guy who comes out well formed and well polished. In fact, he actually grades higher than Andrew Van Ginkel did coming out of college, which gives us the hope that at the very least, he can perform faster and more immediately than Van Ginkel did, or maybe he even has a higher ceiling than AVG and can develop into a better player for us. Because this is the last year of Andrew Van Ginkel's contract, and as good of a player he's not that strong in pass coverage, not a complete outside linebacker. The chances are we probably don't re-sign him unless it's a very team-friendly deal. So Cameron Good looks to be a great long-term development plan. At the very least, someone we can hopefully fill the Andrew Van Ginkel role down the line. I love to see that. Oh, good pick. Good pick, guys. And then after that, another good pick in the 7th round. Yes, before I preface this, you can enjoy the Skylar Thompson pick and think he's the 3rd string quarterback. You can think that Skylar Thompson is a great player and think that you like Tua, because Skylar Thompson is a guy who I like as a player. I've heard great things about him. He's a good leader, great in the locker room. He is 7th round pick number 247. He's got the prototypical size, all the measurements you want in a QB. But let's remember what this is. This is a later round pick, either a long-term developmental project or something that could just be more of like, hey, this guy projects to be a strong backup for us that can fill some roles in a pinch. Again, he's a great leader and great locker room presence. That's exactly what you would want in a backup or a later round player. He did have 68 total TDs to 16 interceptions in his 5 years. Decent mobility, okay arm and accuracy. He's an okay QB. Most likely projects to be a long-term backup in the NFL. That's still ridiculous. It's still talented. It's still great to say. I hope he does well. I hope to see him perform good. But I just obviously know that this guy's 3rd string. The best you can hope for right now for Skylar Thompson is that he balls out in the preseason hard enough that you can just cut Teddy Bridgewater. but that's it. I don't see him pushing Tua for the starting job like some of you guys might want. Skylar Thompson, you're a great guy. You're a great player, I'm sure, but Tua is the starting quarterback. Teddy's QB2. The job is for you to push for QB2, but right now, QB1 is QB1. So that's all I got to say. Kudos to you. Welcome to the Dolphins. Part 4. I hope you do well, my friend. Keep grinding, Then we get a little bit to the undrafted free agents. So we've got a couple of good names out there, We are excited for this crop. In the past, we've gotten a couple of solid UDFAs. So, hey, we got Kellen Dietsch. I can't pronounce names, guys. Hey, butcher me if you want, but this guy is a great offensive tackle. I'm not sure why I ended up undrafted. My buddy Nathan actually wanted to draft him, so hey, we're good to go on that. I love that we picked him up. If he can compete for at least a swing tackle job or at least depth on that offensive line, that'd be beautiful, beautiful, beautiful to see. So keep rocking, please, Kellen. Let me see what you got in training camp. We've got a great D-line for you to practice against, so hey, let's watch you rock and let's get them reps, We got our next player, a running back, Zaquandre White, SEC man. Well, actually not SEC. He's a South Carolina. That's what I was reading. Sorry, no glasses, guys. South Carolina, he averaged 6.6 yards per carry. He actually broke off a 63-yard run, too, which is pretty sick. He's got exciting burst out of the backfield, nice chunk plays, solid hands, too, to make the catches. Decent pass blocker, it's exactly what you would look for in a later round back. Some guy you can develop. I've said this, that I really do trust Mike McDaniel's running back. I would have loved to see him get a running back a little earlier, but hey, we had limited draft picks. So if he sniped this guy out of undrafted free agents, go Gamecocks. Let's ride South Carolina, man. Chunk plays, fast plays, whatever you want to call it. Like, I'm excited to see what this kid can do. Maybe he doesn't last the training camp on the full roster, but if he makes it to the practice squad, I hope we protect him, and I hope that he lasts through that. There is a chance that because he's so versatile, though, and can also help on special teams, maybe he does make it on the active roster, and that'd be very interesting. It would probably mean, at the very least, goodbye to Ahmed or to Gaskin, maybe even push out Dokes, but we'll see how that shakes out. And we got the man, the myth, the legend, pause up for FIU, Tommy Heatherly, the boy, the punter, punt god. Welcome to the Miami Dolphins, my friend. I hope that you have a great and successful career as a Miami Dolphin. I want a Panther. I've already said to Tommy Heatherly, if you make the roster and you beat out Thomas Morstead, who's one of the best punters in the NFL, if you beat him out, I'm getting a Tommy Heatherly jersey because that's sick. Pause up, and I hope you last on the Dolphins for a very long time. All respect to Thomas Morstead, but FIU is FIU. School is school. Alum is alum. We rock with Tommy Heatherly, man. Then, the next, and probably one of the more exciting undrafted free agents who I think is pretty much going to make this team, Veron McKinley. Again, bad with names. Mr. McKinley, I hope you forgive me, man. But this guy, McKinley, is a beast. Out of Oregon, a safety, a little bit undersized, but you can't measure heart. This kid is an animal, great instincts, and by all definition, a great football player. He is from Oregon at the time of Javon Holland, so they've got great chemistry. There was a time when Brandon Jones was balling, I wanted us to draft Caden Stearns out of Texas, so we had that little connection. So the fact that Javon Holland is balling and we get his buddy in McKinley, that's pretty cool too. They've got great chem, they've got great instincts, work well together. There's been talk that maybe McKinley even beats out not Brandon Jones, because Brandon Jones is a freaking baller. McKinley beats out Eric Rowe, and Eric Rowe walks, and we get Jones, Holland, and McKinley, a young but electric safety core. That'd be a fun time to see. I'd love to watch them ball. And hey, if he is that buddy with Holland, I hope they can continue to ball and grow together. I love Brandon Jones, but I'm also a sucker for stories, and this is pretty cool that two buds get reunited in the NFL again and can patrol the skies and just wreak havoc on defense. I would love to see it, but I've got a lot of faith in our rookies, a lot of faith in this 2022 draft class. It's going to be a fun time to see everybody just keep growing and developing, I'm going to be talking about them as, training camp goes on, as they continue to perform. I just like to remind us again that these are rookies. They are allowed to mess up. They're allowed to develop. They're allowed to take their time because they're the future of the Dolphins. They're not the right now, If they were the number 1 overall pick, sure, go fire away. And even then, I'd say they're still a rookie, But you've got to have patience, got to have the faith that things are going to go right and they're going to develop well eventually. Have patience. Let's enjoy our Dolphins, guys. I'm going to be making videos on year 2 players and year 3 players. So if you want to like and subscribe, follow along, just to stay tuned. That'll be fun. If not, in the meantime, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's going to be a fun time. Cheer on our rookies. To those of you guys going to open training camp, I'll also be doing videos on that because I'll be going to a lot of them. And a lot more now. Shout out to Batman, Miami Sports Fanatic Show. He's hooking me up with a couple tickets to the ones that I missed. You're a great bud, great friend, great Finn, and I'm excited for the Dolphins. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. Hope you enjoy the rest of your time. Hope you enjoyed the Nando Talk. Tune into some of the other videos. Bada beam, bada boom. Enjoy the show. Nando Talk out.